The girl stumbled out of the old pickup truck like a shadow that had lost its shape. Her knees scraped the dirt, her voice shaking as she whispered, "Just kill me fast." The wind carried her words into the endless stretch of highway where the rumble of motorcycles was growing louder, closer, like a storm rolling over dry land. When the engines cut off and boots hit the pavement, 5 men in black leather vests surrounded her. The tallest one, broad-shouldered, tattooed arms marked with years of hard roads, stepped forward. Then, as if sensing something no one else could see, he reached for her trembling hands and gently pulled her torn flannel aside. Beneath the bruises and dust, they saw the mark burned into her skin. Every biker froze. The air went silent. Even the wind seemed to stop breathing before we continue. If you believe that kindness can save a life, that second chances matter, please take a moment to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Azalin Stories. Your support helps us spread stories that remind the world humanity isn't dead yet. Her name was Rain Whitlock, though it had been years since anyone had called her that. She had run for 3 nights without sleep, hiding behind dumpsters, feeding on scraps, her only goal being distance from a place she once called home. That home had turned into a private prison when the men she trusted most branded her like property, pressing hot metal into her side while she screamed for help that never came. The mark was his signature, a twisted emblem of control. She thought she'd die there, and maybe that would have been easier than escaping. But she ran anyway. And now, standing before a group of bikers she didn't know, she had no energy left to run again. The leader, Hawk Grayson, had seen plenty of lost souls. His crew, known across dusty highways as the Iron Shepherds, wasn't the kind of club people approached lightly. But something about Rain's eyes, half frozen in terror, half begging to be unseen, hit him harder than he expected. When his glove brushed over that branded scar, a memory struck him like lightning. A small sister he hadn't seen in years. Taken by the same gang symbol that was now burned into this stranger's flesh, he didn't speak. None of them did. The silence was heavier than any threat. Then, without a word, Hawk shrugged off his jacket and draped it over Rain's shoulders. The rest of the crew exchanged glances, understanding without speaking that this wasn't just another lost traveler. This was personal. They brought her to their hideout, an old gas station that doubled as a repair shop. Rain didn't ask where they were taking her. She didn't care. Her body was running on fear and exhaustion, her heart too numb to hope. But when they handed her water, patched her cuts, gave her space instead of questions, something unfamiliar stirred inside her safety. That night, as she sat by the flickering light of a fire pit, Hawk finally spoke. His voice was calm, growly, but carried a strange gentleness. "Who did that to you?" he asked. She hesitated, eyes locked on the flames, then whispered a name she hadn't said aloud in years. Mason Varick, leader of the Vultures MC, a gang known for trafficking and branding women as part of their trade. The air turned cold. The Iron Shepherds had history with the Vultures. Once allies until betrayal split the road between them. Hawk's jaw tightened, his fist curling against his knee. The mark on Rain's body wasn't just a scar. It was a challenge. Over the next few days, Rain tried to leave several times. Every time Hawk stopped her, not with force, but with truth. "You walk out there alone, you'll be hunted again," he said once. "But if you stay, maybe for once, you can stop running." It took time, but slowly her walls began to crack. She started talking about her childhood, her dreams before they were shattered, and the hopeless belief that maybe she wasn't meant to survive. One evening, she stood in front of the mirror, tracing the faded outline of the brand. For the first time, she didn't feel shame. She felt anger. Not the kind that destroys, but the kind that wakes the dead inside you and whispers, "Fight back." When Hawk saw that fire in her eyes, he nodded slightly. "We'll make it right," he said. The night they rode out was silent and moonless. The Iron Shepherds rolled down the empty highway, engines low, lights dimmed. Rain sat behind Hawk, her hands gripping the sides of his vest like a lifeline. They weren't going to kill Mason. Not yet. First, they were going to show him what it felt like to lose control. The confrontation at the old mill was fast and brutal. The vultures never expected them. When Mason came out smirking, his arrogance evaporated the moment he saw Rain standing behind the Iron Shepherds, alive, unbroken, and staring right at him. Hawk didn't have to say a word. The message was clear. The girl you tried to destroy has a family now, and they ride for her. By dawn, it was over. The vulture's chapter was done. Rain didn't watch what happened to Mason. She didn't need to. For the first time in years, she felt the sun on her face without fear. Hawk rode her back to the gas station, silent as ever. When they stopped, she got off the bike, looked up at him, and simply said, "Thank you for not letting me disappear." He nodded. "You're one of us now," he said. And for the first time, she smiled. Not the fragile, broken smile of someone pretending, but a real one. Because somewhere between pain and kindness, she had found her strength again. If this story touched your heart, if you believe in healing, in courage, and in the kindness that can save even one lost soul, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to Silent Stories. Your support helps us tell more stories that remind the world that empathy still matters. Before you scroll away, comment below with one word that describes what this story made you feel. Was it hope, pain, or faith? We'd love to read your heart.